Hello to all you wonderful ladies out there in website Wonderland. One of the questions that I am frequently asked is, what do I eat for snacks? Now, I won't get into main course because if people are choosing to eat chicken, I'll suggest it be organic. I suggest to stay off red meat, and fish is a difficult issue because the seas are contaminated and the rivers are contaminated, but freshwater fish tends to be better. We'll leave it at that and stick to snacks for right now. If you want a protein snack, what I do and what has been taught to me is to buy fresh, whole, raw nuts and to soak them. So you can take a small empty jar that you've saved from another use, fill it about halfway with water, fill it about until 3/4 of a way with nuts. A bigger jar is useful, but this is good for a representation. And let the nuts soak overnight. You will end up with a much sweeter cashew. And the thought behind it is that the nuts become much more digestible. I do not suggest buying any salted nuts. If you do want a flavor on them, I still suggest buying them raw and putting them in a low heat oven after seasoning them with tamari, which is a type of a soy sauce. Okay, let's move on to other snacks. One of my other absolute favorites are sprouts. Here I have sprouted mung beans. Very, very, very simple. Buy small, hard mung beans, organic, in a bag, and soak them overnight with purified water. Take them out in the morning by draining them, rinsing them, and putting them in some kind of a strainer or an aerated container, and then, depending on the weather, waiting until they sprout. Just look at them after a day, see if they have little tails, and they should be kept in the dark during that process. That's the beauty of the miracle of Hashem's that is often called science. And maybe you remember when you were a child or when your children were in school, when the teacher takes the beans, puts them between a layer of cotton in a cup, waters them, and bean grows up and root goes down. Absolute miracle. I never cease to marvel at it. And bean sprouts, all sprouts, are very high in enzymes which help for digestion. I highly recommend eating organic, and I'm happy to have a carrot or an apple or something like a pepper. I eat a pepper like an apple, just kind of crunch into it and throw away the seeds. On the market now we can find these cute little bell peppers, which are great for cooking or just taking a few on the road if you're busy and snacking on them. What else? If you're a morning person and you like cereal, I suggest that you look at what kind of cereal you're eating and consider something like a Nature's Path organic heritage flake and rice milk, or another milk, an almond milk. There are all kinds of things out there today, but what people tend to call milk, that's referred to as cow's milk, I like to say cow's milk is for baby cows, and puppies drink dog's milk, kittens drink cat's milk, humans drink their mother's milk or not if they're given formula, and humans should not be drinking pasteurized processed cow's milk. No. That same pasteurized processed cow's milk will kill a calf within a couple of weeks. It's been studied, it's been proven, it's been seen. And I have always discouraged my children from drinking cow's milk. Neither of them really do, thank God. And moving on to coconut. It's not coconut milk, it's coconut water. But if you're thirsty and you want electrolytes and you want a great taste and something sweet, that is my favorite drink. I do consume a lot of coconut. These are dried coconut flakes with no sugar. That's absolutely a favorite of mine. Coconut butter, which I suggest if you buy it that you put it in a pot of boiling water so that the oil on top and the butter on the bottom can become liquid, and then you can stir them all up. together, and then when they harden again, depending on the weather, then you have one consistent texture. Even if it gets hard, the oil has mixed with the more solids. That's how I handle coconut butter. It's actually a nearly nightly snack for me. It's like my late night dessert, and has a tremendous sweetness and a tremendous satisfaction for me. In the morning, if I want a snack, I try to keep my fruits separated from other foods, and I find dried pineapple to be an excellent one. It is high in sugar for those of you minding your sugar, but it's also very high in enzymes. Pineapple is a favorite. Midday snack can be cacao nibs. They're a little bit bitter for some people, so you can mix it with a pure maple syrup in a cup, mix it around and enjoy that. Cacao powder can be useful for people also. This is a raw cacao, like just ground from the nibs. This is a whole raw tahina, which can be excellent with plain organic salted or unsalted rice cakes. And the last thing that I really like to snack on that I'm going to mention today is dried wakame seaweed. Now this comes out dried. It's a little bit salty. Some people say it's a very fishy flavor. I particularly like the slippery sliminess of it and the taste. So again, I will put it in a jar, larger one, or a bowl, soak it in some lukewarm water. Usually about 15 minutes is enough. Rinse the water, and I'll add sesame seeds and sesame oil, a squeeze of lemon, a little raw apple cider vinegar, and it's absolutely delicious. Sometimes I'll cut up some vegetable or something in it, and that's another favorite snack, and I like to eat it with chopsticks. So those are a few tips for you, and feel welcome to write in your questions and your comments about this. Please go through your kitchen cupboard, check what you're eating. I tend to say if you can't read it and you can't pronounce it, or it has more than a few ingredients, you don't know what they are, chances are you don't want to be consuming it. It may bring ill health effects down the road. Keep it simple, keep yourself healthy, and take care of yourself, because it's up to you to be well. Thank you, and be in touch.